What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sector for Nerds. I'm Ryan Brower, and before I get into the newest episode of The Mandalorian, breaking it down, let me just say this, you guys. How freaking awesome has this season of Mandalorian been? Like, holy crap. Every episode has just been amazing. I mean, like, apart from the Peyton Reed episode, which I thought was okay, not bad, but okay, all of these episodes have been fan-freaking-tastic. So now to get into the newest episode called The Tragedy, and when I saw that title, I'm like, crap, something dark is gonna happen in this episode, and trust me, some stuff happened. The Mandalorian takes Grogu to Tython, just like he said he would, and when he gets there, he puts Grogu on the stone, and he waits there, and what ship happens to show up? None other than Slave One, and in it, of course, none other than Tamara Morrison himself, Boba Fett. But Boba Fett was not alone because none other than Fennec Shand was also with him. Fennec was thought to be dead by Toro Calican, I believe his name was, the bounty hunter from the first season that teamed up with the Mando but then betrayed him, and then Mando ended up killing him. So the fact that she was here, I was very shocked. But we saw that pretty much confirms, you guys, right? When they were in the desert at the end of that episode and those boots show up, definitely Boba Fett. I've also realized a trend as well. When you watch the recaps, whenever they're showing random scenes, like when you think they show something random, like, oh, why are they showing the scene on Tatooine? It's most likely gonna pay off with something in the episode. Now, guys, I have to admit, after watching this episode, I was eating all of my humble pie because I said, you know, when you guys go back and watch my Mandalorian reviews from earlier in the season, so you guys can vouch for me saying this, I said that I didn't give a shit about what Boba Fett was doing, you know, since Bo-Katan and Ahsoka showed up, and I was just like, I hope they wait until either the end of season 2 or the start of season 3 to bring him back, because I don't think that there would have been any importance for him right now. I was so wrong. I have never been that big of a Boba Fett fan. I honestly think he's one of the most overrated characters in all of Star Wars. This episode of The Mandalorian is the most I've ever been into Boba Fett. The way that his character was presented in this episode, between his dialogue, the action scenes that he was a part of, it was all just absolutely incredible. This episode was probably one of the most action-packed episodes we've ever seen of The Mandalorian, because most of it was action between Boba Fett and Fennec versus the Stormtroopers, and Boba Fett, like, he absolutely kicked butt with his bantha stick, I think it was a bantha stick, right? I could be wrong on that, but, and then Fennec wasn't too shabby herself, like, she was, you know, with her sniper, she was really good, which, I mean, she had a reputation from the first season, so that would definitely make sense. I was surprised that she was actually willing to work with the Mandalorian, but I guess, like, she owes her debt to Boba for saving her, so now she serves him. And I like the idea that Boba isn't necessarily out to kill the Mando. He's just like, hey, dude, all I want is my armor. You can just give me the armor and then you can go free. I don't harm you. I don't harm the child. I don't harm your ship, any of that stuff. All I want is my armor and we all win. You know, Boba was justified for everything that he said. You know, I know Mando's like, well, this armor doesn't belong to you. You didn't have the Kree and everything like that, but you know, the armor belonged to his father, and he said that his father served in the Mandalorian Civil Wars. I don't know if that's something we knew about Jango before, if like that was ever confirmed in like canon, but that's pretty cool. There were two moments in those action scenes that I really loved, actually more like three. The first being the part where Boba beat up the stormtroopers with that stick. That was awesome. Then the second would be the part where the Mando and Fennec were kind of fighting back to back and just shooting all the stormtroopers, and then he brought out the whistling birds. And then my third favorite part was when Boba came in with the armor and he started kicking butt with that, and like I popped for that. I'm like, okay, that's so freaking awesome. And just remember, I've never been that big of a Boba Fett fan. But at this point, you guys are probably thinking, well, where's the tragedy? So let me get into that. They take out all the stormtroopers. Boba Fett blows up the ships, even though he claimed lame to have gone for the other one, but I mean, the way it worked out was fine for him. And then all of a sudden, laser bolts come shooting down from the sky, and the Razor Crest blows up, and my jaw dropped, because I'm like, wait, what? They didn't just blow up the ship. And I'm sitting there looking at that light cruiser, I'm like, oh my gosh, I swear, Moff Gideon, you because sure enough, it was Moff Gideon's ship. He had remember, they had the tracker on that ship, so he knew where to go. And then he orders out the Dark Troopers. And those guys, we didn't really get to see them in action because all they did was just fly down and capture Baby Yoda. But apart from that, you know, they were pretty cool. I'm sure we're going to get to see them in action plenty pretty soon. But yeah, the sad news is they captured Baby Yoda, and now Moff Gideon is in possession of the child, aka Grogu. Still getting used to calling him Grogu and not the child, or Baby Yoda. All that survived of the crash was Baby Yoda's ball that he would play with, and then the Beskar staff. Before Mando's able to close the deal, Boba's like, whoa, 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 hold on a second, the deal's not complete yet. The deal was, you give me the armor, and in return, we would ensure the child's safety. So now Boba Fett is traveling with the Mando. They're using Slave 1. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like when I saw that, I freaking loved it. And I'm like, yes, Boba's traveling with us now. And I never thought I would be that excited to see Boba Fett on screen, because I've been saying it this whole time, I've never been a Boba Fett fan as much. Do I think he's still overrated? Yes, absolutely. That does not change my mind. However, this episode really did get me invested in Boba's character, and I cannot wait to see him traveling around with the Mandalorian and with Fennec as well. And you know what? It's reasons like this why Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are running this whole damn thing, and I'm not. Both of them know how to tell stories brilliantly, and the story that they've told, not just in this episode and not just this season, but the entire show itself. There has not been, in my opinion, a single bad episode in this show yet. There's been okay episodes, a few of them, but most of them have been good to amazing. Hold on, I didn't even get to finishing the end of the episode talking about it. So the Mando goes to Navarro again, and he goes to Cara Dune, who I guess took the rebels, the New Republic officer's offer, because now she's like running the, I don't know, that was kind of weird. I don't know if she's a part of the New Republic now or not, but I don't know, I kind of hope not. I kind of liked Cara Dune as like this rogue soldier sort of thing that was like an ex-rebel and whatnot, you know, because the New Republic is definitely different from the Rebellion, you know. If she were to join the Resistance, I could see that, but like the New Republic just doesn't seem like a fit for her. But Mando is looking for that ex-Imperial sharpshooter, and I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head right now, but the one that he helped, the one that killed the New Republic officer on that ship. They were going to rescue that one Twi'lek. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He got captured along with his crew, and now Mando wants to break him out because he needs help getting to Moff Gideon's ship, which, honestly, I don't know if I like this, because I would not trust that guy as far as I could throw him. And then, at the very end of the episode, the final scene, because I kept thinking, like, after some of these scenes, like, all right, this is where it ends, this is where it ends. No, this is where it ends. And that final scene is where Moff Gideon is on his freaking light cruiser, walking to the prison cell that Baby Yoda's in. He walks in, and Baby Yoda's just throwing around two stormtroopers. I'm having amusement from it. He's amused by it. And then he pulls out the Darksaber and is just like, hey, you want one of these? And then they end up putting him in binders, which I'm assuming are going to be Force-sensitive binders, so Baby Yoda just can't break out of them just like that. I mean, otherwise Moff Gideon might be more of an idiot than I thought he was. You know what? I will say this about Moff Gideon. You know, since season 1, they've always portrayed this man as like a big deal. Like whenever he's on screen, it feels like a big deal. We've yet to see this guy fight. We've yet to see his backstory, you know. So I'm very curious to see what he's like in a fight with the Darksaber. I'm curious to see what he's gonna be like when talking about his backstory, like if we ever get any of that. How he got the Darksaber, I'm still looking to know that. But like I said, I tell you what, guys, this show is absolutely phenomenal. We, I think, as Star Wars fans, don't necessarily realize how blessed we are to have this show right now. Personally, I think that The Mandalorian is better than all of the movies that Disney has put out. This is probably one of the best pieces of Star Wars storytelling that we have ever seen. This show is doing an amazing job telling the story that it needs to tell. It's branching so many pieces of storytelling from the past together, whether it be Star Wars The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, The Old Republic, with the fact that we were on Tython, Boba Fett being alive. There's so many different pieces to this story here that they started out with the basics when this show started, just basic fundamentals with storytelling, and then from there you just keep branching it off, and you make callbacks to other parts of the Star Wars trilogies, and you make it part of your thing, and just, oh my gosh, they have done such a great job with this show. I really hope that, honestly, Jon Favreau should be directing Star Wars movies. Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? Dave Filoni, obviously, we all know his worth to Star Wars. Like, he should be a part, his fingerprint should be on everything, at least when it comes to the storytelling part of it. And I do think that with more, you know, guidance and training, that he could potentially do live action movies for Star Wars. You know, I think the episodes that he's done so far in The Mandalorian have been pretty good, especially the Ahsoka one that we just saw. So at the end of the day, I think Star Wars, as long as you keep these people around, and I don't think Dave's going anywhere, but you need to keep Jon Favreau around for a while if you can. If this is how all live action Star Wars TV series are going to be on Disney Plus, then I tell you what, you guys, the future is bright for Star Wars. I mean, from what we've seen so far when it comes to the Disney Plus era of Star Wars, you know, The Mandalorian, both seasons have been phenomenal. Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7, phenomenal. The Disney Gallery The Mandalorian show, which was more of just like a documentary thing, but like that was still good. You know, we've got Bad Batch coming up, and I have no doubt that that's going to be good. There is just so much to look forward to when it comes to this Disney Plus era of Star Wars, and I love it. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up here for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video around as it really helps me out. Let me know in the comments if you guys have been enjoying The Mandalorian Season 2, what your favorite episode has been, what did you think of Boba Fett being in this episode. I will see you guys soon. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.